Are interest rates actually dropping? Is it a buyer or seller's market? Where do I go and where do I look if I want to move up, not just buy my first home? And that little special question that we keep ignoring, is it better to rent or buy right now? We're going to cover all of these questions and more in this episode of your monthly market updates. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the January 2024 edition of our South Bay Market Updates. In this episode, we're going to go over some market trends that everybody has been asking about. And as we kick off this brand new year, there's three main topics that I want you to know about. First up, let's talk about interest rates. We're seeing news articles everywhere, all the big headlines about interest rates dropping in 2024. So the question is, are they actually dropping? Quick and easy answer, yes. They are. However, we are also looking at projections from economists that they're continuing to drop down, that are still being verified. And that's important to know is where you're getting your sources from, because nobody can actually predict what the Federal Reserve is going to do, right? So when we're looking at these details, we need to know what it actually means. If interest rates are dropping, it's eventually going to create a more active market. And we're already seeing some of those trends happen now. And this is a benefit for both buyers and sellers, which is going to lead us to our next question. Is it a buyer or seller's market in 2024? And the answer is it's both. Lower interest rates means increased purchasing power for both buyers and sellers. But that only matters if you're aware of how many houses are actually available on the market. And that's when we come to inventory. As we look at January 2024, most of our inventory list is actually based off-market listings and coming soons, which means you as potential buyers or sellers aren't seeing everything that's out there. That's why it's so important to be able to work with a real estate professional who can give you some of those insider details. So let's pull it up right here. As of November 2023, our South Bay market continues to present a super interesting situation. The month supply of inventory, which is a key metric that really measures the number of months it would take to sell all the available homes that are on the market, stands at 1.03 months. Now, that's actually a low inventory, which is kind of typical of our winter season, but last year was definitely higher. So now that would signal a seller's market. What does that actually mean for buyers? Well, with the tight inventory, buyers are going to face increased competition for the limited number of homes available. So although we're saying, yes, interest rates are decreasing, which means, hey, I got more money to play with, you're going to have to use all that money that you're playing with because there's going to be a lot more competition for the homes available. If you're a seller, that's a really good thing because you want to get your house on the market right in this ideal time when buyers are getting these lower interest rates so that they can compete for your home and pay above asking price. Now, if you're a buyer, this means you don't want to wait too long. If you see something you love and you have the funds to go for it, you have the financing to go for it, you've been pre-approved, you need to go for it and work with somebody who can help you negotiate along the way. Additional metrics to consider when understanding whether this is a buyer or seller's market is the list to sold price percentage and the median days on market. So let's go over these details. The list to sold price percentage currently stands at 103.3%. I know that sounds like a big number, but essentially that just means that on average, homes are selling for 3.3% more than their listing price, even when there's low inventory. As a seller, this is fantastic news. And it really shows that the demand is strong. And especially in our area in Santa Clara County and thinking about the Silicon Valley hub that we are, people are still looking for homes no matter the price point because people are still looking for their dream homes. As a seller, this is fantastic news because it means that people are willing to pay a premium for well-priced homes that meet all their key points they're looking for. Now, in terms of speed, the median days on market is 11 days. Yes, you heard that right, just 11 days. Properties move fast, no matter where you are, but especially here in Santa Clara County, we move fast in the day-to-day when we're working. Now think about real estate. 11 days is a quick turnaround time. So if you are a buyer looking at a property and you found something you love, you need to move quickly. And if you're a seller, in the same way, you need to move quickly because people are keeping their sites open and looking for as many properties as possible to meet their needs. And far more folks are not necessarily looking for their forever home, but for that home to move on up. Move up, move up, move up, upgrade your life, upgrade one home at a time, and maybe even invest in new homes. That brings us to our third key topic today. Where do you actually look if you're looking to move up and upgrade your home after buying your first property? So if you're unfamiliar with the phrase move up buyer, it really just means that you're someone who already has bought your first or second home and you're looking to upgrade, either meaning move into a bigger place, move into the most desired location, build out your dream home with a custom build, find the ideal land, etc. The list can go on and on. So when you're looking to move up, it's important that you're not just seeing, hey, here's what's on Zillow, here's what's on Redfin. That's really just a starting point. There are so many deals happening from off-market properties that you don't even know about as a buyer that your real estate agents are working so hard on behind the scenes. For example, we have a property in Redwood City that likely won't even make it to the public's eye view. It's not even listed on the MLS yet, and we have multiple buyers ready to put in offers because we had the relationships between multiple real estate agents to make the connections from what a buyer was looking for and what the seller needed to sell for. Match made in heaven. Another example, right before making this video, I just received a list of off-market properties from another realtor that met this client's needs to a T. Now, this client has a family that has been searching for months and months and months to meet everything on their wish list, their want list, their needs list, and they haven't found anything. They keep coming up short. But the challenge was they were looking on their own. Once they reached out, we were able to find a long list of properties instantly that were all off market. And that's the secret here. You have to be working with somebody who is keyed into the information, the resources, into other real estate agents to find those ideal properties when you're ready to move up. Because what you're seeing on the MLS listings from the public's eye view or on Zillow or Redfin, wherever you might be looking, is not all that's out there. Bonus question. In 2024, is it better to rent or buy? You're not gonna like my answer. It depends. And here's what I mean. When you're deciding if it's time for you to buy a home for the first time or continue renting, it really depends on your own budget and financial stability. I don't want anybody around here walking around house poor, and we'll have to create a whole nother video on what that means if that's something that you're unfamiliar with. But to give you some of the numbers, it's not just about market trends. When we think about the median household income in Santa Clara County, it's over $181,000, which is over $12,000 more than it was in 2022. So thinking just 1 year's time change of how that's increasing, that means it's also going to drive up rent prices. So when you're looking at your financial stability, your financial records, and actually looking at your debt to income ratio, which is that key number that's going to decide whether you're ready or not, you need to think about, is my income going to support a mortgage, or am I only making enough to rent right now? You're going to be paying higher rent prices regardless if you continue renting. That is just a fact that we need to accept. Those rent prices are going to continue to increase no matter if the interest rates decrease, as we talked about earlier. One does not necessarily affect another in a direct comparison or direct ratio. But the ratio that you do need to pay attention to is your debt to income. So, are you ready to buy? That means my debt is lower, my income is higher, and I am putting my money towards my own property asset and starting to build wealth in that way. If you're still not sure what that means, or if it's time for you to go ahead and buy and move out of that rental cycle, come talk to me. I'm happy to help you figure that out. But overall, we're looking at a pretty exciting market for January 2024. So here's the questions we've answered. Number 1, are interest rates actually going down? Yes. Yes, they are. Number 2, is it a buyer or seller's market? Some would argue that it's a seller's market due to the low inventory of housing, but when we know the interest rates are going down and how many off-market property listings there are, it's really both. And lots of buyers are going to be very happy people in 2024. And that third question, of course, was where do we look if we want to move up and upgrade our home or find something even better than where we're living now? And the answer is with a professional real estate agent. Look for those off-market properties and coming soon listings so that you can get that early dig into that property that's on your wish list. And finally, that bonus question, is it better to rent or buy? come talk to me and we'll figure it out for you. All right, y'all. That's it for today. Those are your January 2024 market updates for the South Bay area. And I'm excited that we're going to get this rolling. Come talk to me if you have any questions whatsoever about the market or what to do about your real estate needs. Otherwise, I'll see you next month.